Hello, my excellent students. Welcome back to another session on the American English language and culture with me, Dr. Gloria Ford Feeling. I'm so pleased to be your teacher again. I am putting this video together in approximately 30 parts. I'll be looking at the 26 letters of the alphabet, plus some combinations at the end, such as TH or CH. What happens when we put those letters together? We'll look at that. This video is meant to help my students who have their citizenship test coming up quickly, and they need to learn how to read and write quickly. Some of my students have passed part of the test and maybe still have remaining parts such as reading and writing. So this video is meant to help you speed up the process. I will be using words from the vocabulary list in the USCIS material and contents, and I'll use those words as pronunciation practice. So let's start with the letter A. I've written A in 3 different ways. Remember we talked about big or uppercase or capital letters? Here's the uppercase A, and then the little or lowercase letters. Lowercase a. And there are 2 ways to write lowercase a. There they are. So an example of the letter A in the long A format is Abraham. An example word is Abraham, such as Abraham Lincoln. I'm going to use phonetic notation to help you read the words. You can look at each letter and how it's pronounced, but I'll start with the first letter, A. One way to express that phonetically is this way, A. Another way to express it phonetically is using the International Phonetic Alphabet, or IPA. Abraham. Let's look at another word with the letter A at the beginning. Africa. Again, these are all words from the vocabulary list for USCIS. Remember, we had enslaved people who came to America from Africa. 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 So that is the short vowel sound for the letter A. Africa. Another example, Adams. A-D-A-M-S. Adams. Adams. Here's one that's very common, and I'm putting this in the video so that my students will get it correctly. I want you to say it correctly when you see it. And. And. How about ah? As in the word art. Ah. Ah. Art. And let's not forget the word America. America. You can see at the beginning and the end, we have this schwa sound. America. So with the letter A, we have our long A. short A. Then we have our aw and 4 ways to say A. America. And now, let's look at part 2. Letter B is coming up next.